So as I'm moving this big, giant, hybrid, pygmy reclinata, Phoenix reclinata, hybridized with Phoenix robellini, which results in a very beautiful, soft foliaged, shiny foliaged plant that's not nearly as large or as prickly as Phoenix reclinata, which is a multi-stem palm from Central Africa. Pygmy palm is native to Vietnam and that area.
Now, here we have a situation where we planted a palm like 10 or 15 years ago at the Beth Jacob, I think it's like a synagogue or something. And anyway, I thought the tree looked beautiful right there. Every time I drove by, I'm like, this tree looks beautiful. But apparently they were going to cut it down because they thought it got too big.
But one of their members got wind of that, and he knew the value of this tree, which is now probably $7,500 just for the tree, plus tax. And he said, you know what? Let's move this thing to my house. So he cut a deal with them and said, hey, you don't have to pay any money to cut it down. I'll pull it out. And then he hired me, and I charged him $2,750.
Bring my crane out here. We're gonna dig a big, giant, massive pit. But if he were to buy this tree from us, one,
we don't even have it because it's a one of a kind. And two, if we did, it would be about a $10,000 transaction by the time we actually got it in the hole at his house. So what's the moral of the story here? The moral of the story is that oftentimes, like this tree, when we planted it, was probably a $250 plant, maybe $400 at the most. The moral of the story is that if you plant the right kind of palms in the right locations where we could get a crane up to it, then someday, if the tree gets too big or you decide to buy a different house, you will have palms that are worth a ton of money that you probably couldn't afford, except for you'll be able to just dig them up, the ones you planted 15, 20 years ago, and they'll cost you nothing except the cost of relocation.
and then you'll be a rock star like I am and everybody watching. Maybe this is my client. I don't even know. He just called me and told me to come out here. I get spectators everywhere we go.
So anyway, think about that. You got some spaces in your yard, plant some really cool palms, the right kind, call me and I'll tell you which ones will be valuable someday and which ones will not. And then you can plant the valuable ones, not spend much money when they're little, and then someday either use them yourself somewhere else, sell them back to me, or sell them to somebody down the road.
And that's the moral of the story of the day.